What's going on, everybody, and welcome to the other side of the Firewall podcast. We're talking about the latest and greatest of cybersecurity news, as well as we highlight those movers and shakers and glass ceiling breakers, those people of color who made it to the other side of the proverbial firewall. My name is Ryan Williams, and as always, I'm joined by Shannon Times.
What's up? What's up?
What's going on? And Chris Epcot.
What's going on, everybody?
What is up? So, welcome to another Friday episode. So, if you've not done so already, please go back and tune in throughout the week. So, we do 15-minute or less episodes. So Monday and Tuesday are our topics, right? We have a discussion about the Vault Typhoon and what the Department of Justice and FBI is doing in that regard. We have a talk about a children's hospital that was under cyber attack. Then we have a discussion about CISA and a hard and quick deadline to shut down certain systems and remove certain software. So, and then Thursdays, Ask CISSP, I'll have an interview with a person who's in the community and kind of go over the cybersecurity origin story and what they're currently doing. So please tune in. Last week, I talked to Alan Wesley, a really good conversation on generative AI as well as data management. So, and I hope to continue to have those over the next few months. I have some more lined up. I'm working on it. So everything's not always cyber related, but it could be somebody who is cyber adjacent. So definitely tune in for that. And then Friday's everything else. So that's what this is. Movies, books, games, all that good stuff. So welcome to 2024. I've not done that yet, but just give you a quick synopsis of what we do. Our listenerage, there you go, I made up a word. Listeners and patrons has grown, right? So we continue to like to grow. So please share with your nerdy friends. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. It helps us with our metrics. And then our downloads has also gone up. Like, we're almost 2,000 a month. So it's really good, especially for a small podcast. So please stay to listen. And then Apple has changed the way they do things. So they don't track if you just download, and you don't download unless you listen, right? So to help you clean up your hard drive, right? If you're not listening to episodes, they won't download them automatically any longer. So definitely listen to your episodes. That way it helps us with our numbers. So with that being said, Shannon, how was your week?
Man, it was all right. Didn't take in too much. Watched a couple of shows. So I think you had already seen this, but the show Jury Duty is kind of like the
yes
TV.
Did you watch it?
We're through episode, I want to say 6 or 7. I want to say it's
okay.
It's funny, but I noticed in the later episodes they do some stuff that doesn't seem relevant, right? So the premise of the show is that there's one person who thinks he's on a real jury.
Yeah.
Everybody else is actors, right? So everybody else is putting on this show for this guy that's the actual, who thinks he's an actual juror, right? Which I'm curious to see how this all ends, right? Like how they break it to him and everything, if they do at all. I don't know, but there's some scenes now, like in the later episodes, where it's like you don't need to record that because he's not in the room. You know what I mean? Like,
right. So yeah, they're trying. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah. But it's A, to fill out the show, but B, like it'll make more sense as you go along. Like when you get to the end, it'll make a little bit more sense. Like, why is this in here? Like, it should be like you're acting for yourselves. Like,
that's exactly it. And when I watch it with my wife, we're just like, why do they do that? You know what I mean? Like, he's nowhere around. He can't hear it. He can't see it. Who is the audience here? You know what I mean? But it's still funny. It still has some stuff that you're just like, wow, you know what I mean? But it's pretty funny. So I'm 1 or 2 episodes from finishing that. So it'll probably be done this week. So I'm liking it. I'm going to finish it out, even though it has those little things like that. Then I started watching Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Yes, me too.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this: what you think?
So I'm on the 3rd episode. I think they do the trick where they give you action up front and then they slow it down. But it feels like it's picking back up on episode 3 is where I'm at. So it feels like they had to give you some info, like what are these people doing? Like, why does this exist? And now things about to ramp back up. But yeah, they did the trick. I was like, oh man, it's going down. Like I think like what, 5-10 seconds into the show. And then it's like, hold up, let's now slow you completely down.
And that's what I don't like. Like that's man, like right from the jump, you're just like, oh, okay, yeah. I love it.
Yeah.
And I also have a theory, right? So like I let my wife know. Have you watched the whole series? Because like the whole thing is out, right? Have you watched the whole series, or you just
no? I'm on 3.
You said episode 3. Chris, are you watching it or no?
No, I haven't seen
You haven't
it.
seen it?
I've
Okay,
heard
all
of
right.
it. Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, it's got Donald Glover. That's how you say his name. It's not Donald. It's Donald Glover.
What?
Donald.
What?
Yeah, that's how you say his name. Not
No,
Donald. No, it's Donald. I believe it's
I
how you
don't
say
believe.
it.
I don't believe that.
He's
Okay.
Everybody's called
trolling.
him Donald
He's
Glover forever,
Yeah.
or Childish
Childish
Gambino is what I
Gambino.
call him. I call him Childish Gambino.
that's his real name, actually. Josh
Yeah,
Gambino.
Childish Gambino. Like it's like Superman. Like he's always
Yeah.
Superman. Clark Kent is his persona.
His But
Donald,
yeah,
Donald, Donald,
Donald.
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 This is how it's said. Yeah,
Man,
Donald.
listen,
Bougie.
your daddy Danny Glover calls himself Donald. All right.
But he's actually I think he's one of the writers on the show too, or the
and
creator.
and executive producer. Like his name pops up
Yeah.
several times at the end
Yeah.
credits.
Very talented.
Maya Eskreen, I don't know how you say
Yeah, I
it.
couldn't say the last name. I thought it was Eskin.
I think there's an R in there. Eskrine.
Listen, man, I butcher
Maya, I
easy stuff.
apologize. Yeah,
I
Maya,
butcher
I
Eskreen.
apologize because I know you're watching Maya. I'm sorry. I'm
Yeah, oh, is she? She's a fan of the cybersecurity podcast.
I'm assuming. I'm assuming. But yeah, no, it's an okay series, but like here's the
How many episodes are you in though?
3. I think I'm in 3 too.
Oh,
Like,
so we're both. Like, so I'm at the hotel.
yes, where they're in the Alps, or
Yeah, we're in the same place. We're in the
yeah,
same place
yeah.
then. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the last one we watched.
Because I saw in a trailer like it's about to go down. So that's why I'm like, I think the action's about to pick up.
I think in the trailer though, so like some of the scenes from the trailer were stuff we saw in action, and they put it all together like that's happening all the time.
Yeah.
Like when you think about it, like if you watch the trailer again, you'll be like, yeah, I saw that scene. I saw that scene. I saw that scene. But it's like what has happened already in the first 3, but it's like for that 45 minutes to an hour, it's just like, oh gosh, okay. You know what I mean? Like I don't care about your guys' relationship and how that's going to play out or whatever. But they did it a little bit differently for the series, right? So like in the movie, they didn't know each other were, the spies or whatever.
Right.
Right. But for the TV series, right from the jump, they know, hey, we're different. They just put them together as a married couple. So it's not like it's a surprise to them and they figure it out. They both know. But it's them discovering each other and doing all that. And I'm like, I don't care. Somebody shoot somebody, you know what I mean? Somebody like that's what I need, right? Chop somebody up, But
that was hilarious.
yeah, it was kind of so that part made me and my wife laugh. That part made me and my wife laugh. I was just like, oh my gosh. But no, it's interesting. I want it to pick up a little bit more though. Like it's not doing enough for me. Because I think it's 8 or 10 episodes.
Right. And just for everybody. So it's a dark comedy. So like sometimes it gets really dark. You're like, oh.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it's interesting. If anyone who is a fan of Donald, you'll probably love it, right? Like it's his thing. I never watched ATL either, right? Like so not a lot of people like ATL.
Oh yeah. He's big. And Swarm. I think he also helped with Swarm, which is also a dark comedy.
Yeah. That's his genre, I guess, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't know. But it's interesting. And I know I'll watch it some more, right? Because my wife is feeling it a little bit more, and whenever there's something, it's kind of crazy, right? I hate to say this, but like there are sometimes I start watching something with my wife that I'm like, man, I really like this. But then for whatever reason, like we can't get back on the same time schedule to watch it again. So I got to take a break. You know what I mean? I can't keep watching it now like we both started watching. So it's better if I start something without her, and then I'll be like, all right, I don't feel obligated to stop watching it now because I started without you. You weren't here when we started this journey. You know what I mean? So I can continue, but this was when we started together. You know what I mean?
Do you ever find in a situation where you watch a show, but then one of you stops liking it after something happened, and it's like, oh, that's not realistic, or oh, I don't. That's not how a real person would actually, go about this action, right?
Yeah.
And it's just like, yeah, I don't want to watch this anymore, and it's happened to a few shows.
But here's the thing, though. I tell my wife, I was like, you can keep watching it without me. I was like, I'm not gonna watch it. I was like, if you have the time or whatever, like you can watch it without me. I'm not gonna be into this anymore. Do you actually stop, Chris? Like,
no, what'll end up happening is I'll just like casually watch, and I'm just gonna be on my phone like that. Yeah. I'm talking about like every.
So my wife was saying that to me when we were watching it yesterday, the last episode we were watching yesterday, because I was on my phone or watching. She was like, "You're not liking it so much anymore, are you?" I was like, "It's okay." I was like, "When it gets to the action sequences, I'll put my phone down." But all this discovering each other and figuring out and all that, like, I don't care, man. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, you already got the rundown of the movie. It's like, okay, I
yeah.
know how you guys freaking get to know each other. It's not a mystery, you know.
But but again, it's different from the movie though. That's what I'm saying.
Right, right.
The movie, right? Like in the movie, they didn't know and they had to discover each other. You know what I mean? Like stuff in the movie was like they hired people to be their parents and stuff like that. You know what I mean? That's not what the deal here. Like it's them coming from two different backgrounds, coming together, knowing that they're both killers, pretty much. You know what I mean?
Right.
Or spies or whatever you want to say, right?
Right. But yeah, so far I'm good. But yeah, as soon as because I didn't know that you were watching it, so I was like, I'm gonna watch a few before I recommend or not recommend to Shannon. And then when I saw the slowdown, I was like, ooh, he's gonna have to get through these 2 episodes.
Yeah. But no, it's interesting. It's interesting. I'll say that. So I'll probably watch a few more. If the whole series is like this, and again with Donald, this is kind of what he does, right? It's my understanding. Like he's a little weird for me. Like again, Chris, you said he's talented, right? Like I believe you, but it's not my thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
You know,
Yeah,
even
he's a 30 Rock and Community, right? He was writer on both of those.
so he was writer on 30 Rock, which I like 30 Rock, right? Like I love 30 Rock. Actually, I did watch a couple episodes of that. I was rewatching that a little bit too. I did do that this week. Community, I tried to get into, I couldn't get into. I think I just have to get to the later seasons. Like the thing with me is I've had people make recommendations to me. Like one of my coworkers recommended Shameless, right? The TV series Shameless.
Oh yeah.
And I watched the first episode and I was like, no. I was like, I don't care about all this drama. Like you told me it was so funny, this, that, and the third. I was like, I don't care about the drama of what the dad does and how it affects the children, all that, you know. So he was like, okay. He was like, the first season is all like that. He's like, go to the second season, watch the first episode of the second season. If you don't like that, he's like, you're not gonna like the series. I did that, and I was like, no, it's the same stuff. Like, I don't care. I don't care about their lives and the drama it causes, this, that, and the third. Show me something funny. Show me the dad being an addict and doing something crazy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, give me the drama is just not my genre, man. Like, I don't care about drama. You know what I mean? Give me comedy or give me action. Like, and it's got to be all.
I would say not all dramas are created equal, right? Some dramas are just like terrible. It's like almost drama for the sake of drama, right?
Yeah.
It's just, oh yeah, they're inserting this character as like a foil. They're inserting this thing as a plot device. You can kind of just see how it's gonna turn out because it's a lot of it's very formulaic, and that's how I feel about a lot of these Netflix shows, right? They're just put out there like a factory. Like, okay, cool, we've got a formula for a show. 10 episodes. Let's find some actors that nobody's ever heard before, heard of, or there's soap opera actors that don't get a lot of screen time.
Or foreign people with southern accents.
Yeah,
that's how they all think we're from the South.
Yeah. Oh man, you just got me thinking about this one guy on Instagram. His name is they produce lights, right, for companies. It's a Chinese company, but it's a Chinese gentleman who does different accents with different people. He'll do like it's a Chinese guy trying to talk Southern.
Oh, okay.
Hilarious. It's so funny. But yeah, I mean, it really depends on, not all genres are created equal. Some of them are deliberate. Some of them I really like. Some of them I really don't like. But I tend to be a drama fan. But I think that formula works for me. It's like, hey, action, drama, random action. Holy crap, what's going to go on? And then drama again, and then you get the 9th episode of a 10-episode season where it's like, holy crap, drama. Or like you get the cliffhanger type of action where it's like, something explodes at episode 10, and then it's like, oh crap, I guess we got to wait for season 2. Right? That's how the formula works.
So you mentioned Netflix, Chris, and I just saw this, right? So like they had a series they did on Netflix called Obliterated, I think was the name of it.
Obliterated. It does ring a bell.
Something like that, or like these spies get high or something like that, right?
I did see the thumbnail for that.
Yeah, I think that's the name of it.
Yep, Obliterated. Yep.
It was #1 for a little while, right? They canceled it after one season. Like Netflix was like, nah, we're good, right? But it was like #1.
#1? I don't understand their metrics. It must be how much they spent.
The thing is, like,
it has to be the budget for the spent versus, because how are you #1 and still get canceled?
Well, I don't know if it's viewership though. Like I'm talking about like #1 when you go into Netflix, when you look at TV shows?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Is it like based on perpetual viewership or persistent viewership? Because like you'll get something number one for like a week, right? And then if it drops off all of a sudden and nobody watches it anymore, I think Netflix is like, yeah, this is trash, right?
That's
I don't know
so
their metrics,
crazy.
but it's really interesting. But then like, do you ever notice that some of the stuff on the top 10 is like, this is trash, right?
Yeah.
Like, how is this trash
Yeah.
making
But
it
it
up
has a
to
long
top 10?
tail. Like people are still
Right.
watching it. Yeah. So I think you
Yeah.
might be right there. It might be the drop off. Like, but yeah, I didn't know it was number one at one point because I don't think it is anymore. But yeah, that might be why. But that's so crazy to me. Like they're just quick. I guess you have to be what they say, you have to be slow to hire, quick to fire. That's Netflix's MO.
That's true.
We
Yeah.
get them
Yeah,
out of here.
they're quick on both fronts though. Like they're quick to put out trash. Like it seems like every other week there's a new Netflix movie, TV show, or whatever, and then it's like, yep, only one season, right? Or two seasons, and then it's done.
I'm cool with two
Right.
seasons. As long as it has an ending, right? Like I don't want you to belabor the point. Like just get me in there. Give me one season or two seasons. But if it's one season where they thought they were gonna get a second season, I'm not watching it. So
Really, I think the magic number for seasons is maximum 4 seasons, but I think three is really the best. Three makes the most sense. You can close out all the plot lines without introducing superfluous characters,
yeah.
right? It just stuff gets so annoying. Like, oh,
Yeah,
I guess
I
this
don't
show's
want
gonna go on forever,
seven.
like
Yeah, I don't
Lost.
want yeah, that's too long. Like get me out of here. Like
Yep.
I think it depends on the length of the season too, right? It's like you have network shows that'll go like 22 episodes, you know what I mean? Like with some of those it's just like, oh, this is too long. You know what I mean? Like for me, Blacklist was like that. Like Blacklist, I liked watching Blacklist, but I can only get through like 4 seasons before I was like, all right, come on. Like, why is it still a secret after all this
Yeah.
time? Is he the dad? Is he not the dad? Like, what is going on here? Like, I don't know.
right.
You know what I mean? Like, that's what gets me. But it's like I gotta do 22 episodes. I don't think I finished the fourth season. I think I was like in the beginning of the fourth season. I was just like, all right, enough.
Nah, fam.
Yeah, nah, fam. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the same way. But I enjoy the one season, like especially anime. Like we talked about it, like Cowboy Bebop,
Yeah.
fantastic. Give me, I think it was like 22 episodes, one season, beginning and done.
I think it's 26.
26, yeah, perfect.
Yeah, 26. There's also 52 episode series as well, and those are pretty good too. You know, like the Death Notes, you know, stuff like that.
Yeah. So what about you, Chris? How was your week? What'd you get into?
Pretty light week this week. A lot of work, but in terms of watching stuff, Netflix, we watched a show. It is a drama, political drama. We started watching a show. We actually finished the first season. It's called The Diplomat. It's with Carrie Russell, and it's her basically. It's pretty cool. The premise is kind of cool, and they've got some lighthearted characters, and they've got diverse characters too, which is really awesome. But basically, what ends up happening is she's a diplomat, you know, or she's a career diplomat, and her husband's also a diplomat. But she wanted to go to Kabul. This is actually the state based on like the current timeline, right? She wanted to go to Kabul as a ambassador to do what ambassadors do there, but somehow, right, she ends up getting the post in London to be a ambassador to the UK, which is like a prestigious, luxurious position, right? And with that comes all the drama, right? Of working with the British prime ministers, foreign ministers, and also there's a CIA component to it that's really, really good. Not action oriented, but it's definitely really cool. Just kind of the portrayal of the higher levels of foreign policy and governmental discourse at that level. I think it was a really cool way to spin it and give it a little bit of light, right? They actually had the State Departments of both the State Department YouTube channel, the US, they actually reacted to it, as well as the Foreign Ministry YouTube channel from the UK. They also reacted to it and gave it their kind of review. So they had actual diplomats actually talk about the show. So I think it's a pretty cool show. Did end in a serious breaking cliffhanger, right? And luckily it was renewed for season 2. So that's cool. I'm pretty excited for that. But it could just like fall off the deep end, right? Like it ended well in season 1, but a lot of the times I find like 2 episodes into a second season, it's like, what the F happened to this, right? So I hate it when that happens, right? But it's got Carrie Russell, she's a pretty well-known actress, so she's a producer on it. So I hope, that this level of consistency stays, right? So usually I find that when you've got the star of the show also being a producer, like for example, like Tom Cruise, he's always the executive producer of all his movies. Usually his movies are bangers, right? And I think it's because, Tom Cruise doesn't, hey, he's like, hey, I want to be the main character. People freaking love me and I want to be awesome. And you know what? That's why I'm going to the movies to watch this crap. Like, hey, Tom Cruise is gonna be Maverick and he's gonna be a badass.
Right. At
That's why
some
I'm
point in
watching
this
this
movie,
movie.
he's going to be in a full-on sprint.
Or
Exactly.
Ethan Hunt, right?
Yeah, yeah. Every time he hauls ass or he does his own
Full-on
stuff.
sprint. You're like, yo, how is he moving that fast?
Yeah, man, and he's been doing it for like decades now. So that's why. That's why I still watch the Mission Impossible series every now and then, and that's why I also love the Fast and Furious series. I don't care how crazy the plot is; it's great. It's just great fun. You go watch it casually, drink a beer on a weekend, and it's just like, dude, there's no way Vin Diesel just jumped across the highway and
Right.
catch it.
Right.
There's no way. Like they're hauling DVD players and first freaking
That's hilarious.
movie.
Yeah, it was DVD players. So you're like, yo, like
DVD players.
that was the haul.
Yeah, DVD players.
And
Now
now
you
you're
got
dragging Satan faults
yeah,
through.
ludicrous hacker extraordinaire. I love this. I love it. You know. And then that was the first show. Luckily, it's only 8 episodes, so we were able to watch that, within the week. I think then actually just this past like a few days, my wife's a really big fan of Love in the Spectrum. It's about, people
Oh
with
yeah.
Down syndrome, finding significant others or girlfriends. It's I liked it. I like it. It was very lighthearted and
Yeah,
it's
so it's
very
heartwarming and endearing.
exactly. It's
Yeah.
very heartwarming, endearing. It's uplifting. It's really cool, and it really makes you think about people with disabilities or certain conditions, and really makes you want to think more before you speak. Right? It's like, hey, you don't know what's going on in somebody's life, what's afflicting them. So if somebody may come off to you as like weird or off-putting. Like, just remember, it's not everybody is not everybody's got the privilege of being healthy, or in this case having a quote unquote normal upbringing, right? So it's a cool show, and I'm a big fan of it. It's a great thing to watch with your wife, significant other, something like that. But yeah, games wise, uh tried I tried playing a little bit of WoW, honestly.
Oh
And
wow.
yeah, exactly. Oh wow. And I'm like, I started creating new tunes. So they have this thing called Season of Discovery. It's like revisiting the old WoW, right? But they've added special things and features. They made dungeons different
Mm.
in the beginning levels. I got to level 5 and I'm like, I can't. I'm gonna like neglect my family and work.
Right,
It's
right. You get it's a
stop.
drug.
It really is. I'm like, wow. There's just something about, leveling up a fake version of yourself, and it's just, I just love, I would, if I was unemployed and didn't care about anything else, or if I had like some type of fixed income and I would be playing WoW all day, And then I like it. I love it. And then I did try it, but then on a less intensive note, I started playing these brain games on my phone, like Elevate, and I'm like,
Mm.
this is really good. Like sometimes I just don't know how to math anymore, and yeah, sometimes I need to be able to, it trains your brain and it also gives you, it also does words, reading comprehension. I've been doing that, so just kind of keeping myself younger, right?
You said it's called
Because
Elevate?
Elevate, yeah. It's like
Is
a
it free?
per pay. It's not free. It's like you can do a 7-day free trial, but then it's like $40 a year. But
Mm.
I recommend definitely giving the trial a shot because it gives you those casino noises that make you want to keep playing, right? Those
Ah,
ding, ding,
right.
ding, 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 But that's how games are designed now, right? They want you to keep playing. It's really fun. I've been doing that, and then of course I'm on my Duolingo streak of 455 days of German.
Oh
So,
wow.
yeah,
Okay.
so I've been doing that. Yeah, Duolingo. I actually paid for a Duolingo premium subscription, and I've got it dispersed through a family. You can get up to 5 people on premium, so I've got uh, family members on it as well. So we're all
Gotcha.
learning different languages. I'm doing German and French. French is my secondary, German is my primary. And yeah, that's kind of been my little journey there.
Okay. All right. It reminds me of Brain Age, kind of like what you're describing. Like Nintendo had a game called Brain Age that was like that.
Yeah,
I loved it. Yeah.
yeah, it's really cool, and I think it's as you get older, you just kind of forget how to do, the academic things. You ever feel like you were just so smart, like in middle school or high school,
Yeah.
and then
Fifth grade. That's where I petered
yeah,
out.
yeah,
That was the end.
yeah, like man, no lie. In middle school, I got all these academic awards. Like I was killing it, like math, easy, straight A's. But then like I had college. I think high school was good, but then the college is just like
Right.
just it just stops. And I think I discovered social life.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that too. Yeah.
Your interest changed where you discovered other things as you got older, and you're like, maybe not so much on this math, but let me go to this party or do something different, right? Like
Yeah,
that's what it was.
exactly.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
it's exactly it because your brain can only process so many things at a time, right? Like when we're younger, all we gotta do school, eat, sports, whatever. But then as you get older, you have to pay bills. You got to make sure to not forget. Oh, look, go shop for freaking car insurance because Florida car insurance is crap, right? Like it's still things that you got to do that take up brain power,
Yeah.
And that's why
Yeah.
I like the Elevate app. It keeps you at least thinking, right? Like in that manner where, hey,
Right.
I'm not an idiot.
No, yeah, I hear that. Yeah, it's a Pythagorean's theorem or chasing girls.
Yeah, Pythagorean theorem, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, we're
a
chasing
squared plus
girls.
b squared equals c squared. Yeah, I remember it. And that's why I tapped out.
Yeah,
That was it for me.
for
Um,
sure.
but so for me, I started Severance based on your recommendation.
Love it.
Very crazy. I'm
It's
like,
crazy,
what is going on?
right?
Very, but like Shannon, very slow, very, very slow. So no action.
It's a
It's just
drama, right? And it's right.
yeah,
Like the premise. If I didn't talk about it last week, it's if it's as if your home personality and your work personality are completely separated, right?
yeah. They
You don't know each other.
bifurcate. Yeah. So
Complete bifurcation, correct?
yeah, your home persona never goes to work, and your work persona never gets to go home. So it's like, what ethical dilemma is that? Where like I can't even imagine it. Like if I was that half of the brain, I'd go nuts. Like
Yeah.
you
Who am
gain
I?
consciousness in the elevator and you lose consciousness in the elevator, and that's it. Just 8 hours of your life.
Yeah,
You don't go to sleep. You don't get to chill. You just work.
man. But yeah, give it time, right? Like this is one of those you have to give it time because it builds up so. It's probably one of the best build up I've ever seen. Like
Okay.
it's gonna be great.
I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it. But I was just like the first episode, I was like, what the hell? Because I had no expectations at all. I don't think we even talked about the premise. I just started it and I was just like, what is going on?
Hmm.
So now I'm starting to not figure it out, but like they've given me more information. I think like episode 3 or 4. I'm just like, I have enough information to like, okay, now I need to know more. I need to know more. That has a really good hook. So yeah, sorry, Mr. and Mrs. Smith. I'm on episode 3. I like that one too. Like the whole cake thing. I did not see it coming. I was like, what the hell is going on? And then when it went down, I was like, yo,
I called it.
did you?
I 100% called like
How? Like you watch
it
these type of
doesn't
shows a lot though.
it doesn't make sense just to do what they thought they did. You know what I'm
But
saying?
I didn't expect it to be such a quick.
Yeah, I said it to my wife.
Like what?
And here's the thing. You watch enough movies when they start filming a certain way, like you can tell.
It tells. You get little
Right.
tells from it. Oh, okay.
Like I didn't go to screenwriting school or whatever it's called, but like as they started to walk out, like you could tell
Oh,
the
the way it panned out.
angle changed. Yeah. Like,
Uh,
ah, here it comes. And I said it to my wife. I said, this is what it is. She said, you think? I said, I'm telling you. I was like, why go through all this? Like, what was the purpose of all of this? You know what I mean? And
yeah,
then
I did not see it. I was like, yeah,
yeah,
I'm the audience they're looking for, the dummy. I was like, what?
I love it. I love it.
So yeah, so watching that, I watched a movie. I keep forgetting to bring it up, but a few weeks ago I watched Asteroid City.
Mm.
You would not like it.
mm.
It is just weird to be weird. You have all these stars playing a movie that's actually a play, and it's very dry, but it's like the whole thing is hilarious to me. It's just
Is it
how dumb the characters are.
is it Apple Plus?
No, this one is Prime. It's on Prime.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah,
So
but
Apple TV.
it's very Apple TV type movie though.
Um,
You're just like, it's ridiculous to be ridiculous. So I enjoyed that. And then what was the other one? I talked about Bones and All. I watched that with my wife. That was crazy. The coming of age cannibal story. I watched something else though. I can't remember what it was off the top of my head. But no, I started something else. What was it? It was a movie. Oh man, because I have to go back to it. What was it? It was after Severance. I started a movie, but I didn't finish it. It'll come back. It'll pop back to my head. Must not be that great. I can't remember. But I'm still waiting for The Cure. So I gotta do a search on that to see if I can find that movie because I really want to watch. I got an itch for a zombie flick. Like it hits me from time to time. I think because Bones and All kind of spurred that. I was like, okay, this is not necessarily zombies, these are cannibals. I need a zombie flick in my life. And I started the Dead Space remake. It's free on Game Pass. So that's one of my favorite horror video games. So I started that one. It looks amazing, like on the Xbox Series X. Like they make these games look the way you remember them looking. And then when I went back to see what it really looked like, and I'm like, no, I don't look anything like this. This is pristine and sharp. As well as Persona 3 Reloaded just dropped. So Persona is a JRPG series. Persona 3 was like a PS3 game, I want to say. And they've redone it in the Unreal Engine. It looks amazing. So I started playing that. I never finished the last one, so this one has enough of a remix and style where I'm just like, I like this. It's like playing an anime basically. I'm really starting to enjoy that. But I got our youngest a Series S, so now I have 3 Xboxes in the house, right? 2 Series S and Series
Nice.
X. I'm privileged, I know, but we all share the same account, which is dumb. You can only have one fired up at a time. So you try to log in and be like, hey, do you want to switch to this Xbox? I'm like, one of them is playing Fortnite or Diablo or something. I have to get more accounts, but I was waiting for them to make some kind of family like situation, membership thing. We can have multiple accounts because I don't want necessarily give up my 20 years of Xbox, but I might have to because they have like Fortnite stuff, they paid for. So I can't really boot them off of my account because we've spent hundreds of dollars in V-Bucks and Robux and all that other nonsense. But I want to be able to play when I want to play because it's not on a regular basis, right? Like I don't play games all the time, but I have an itch. I want to scratch it. Somebody's on the account. I can't play unless I kick them off, right? So I'm trying to figure that out. Like, do I start a brand new account? Do I give up 20 some
Or
years?
just switch over to the PlayStation.
So I started what am I playing on PS5? I just finished the God of War DLC. I started something. Horizon. I started Horizon.
I like Horizon.
It is beautiful. I
It
don't
is.
like it. I don't know what I don't like. I think it's just too slow for me.
It might be the fact that the movements are I think there's like an aspect of delay with the movements maybe.
Is that what it is? Because I'm
It
always getting
might be.
caught. I'm always getting caught. I'm
Yeah.
always getting beat up by these dinosaurs. I just don't
So
have the
every
patience.
time.
But I can play a stealth game. I like stealth games, but I don't like this one. I don't know what it is, but I really want to like it because it is gorgeous. Like it's one of the best looking games I've ever seen.
It really is. It really showcases the PlayStation's capabilities.
Right, and it works on the PS4. So I'm like, what is being held back? Same thing with God of War. Like I want to see the next iteration. Like what can you do when you don't have to run on a PS4? Because this thing looks amazing. So I'm like, what does the PS5 exclusive look like? Like what else can they do with it? Well, I'm not gonna play that one either.
Which one are you playing? Are you playing Forbidden West? You playing the second one, or are you playing?
Yeah, Forbidden West.
Okay. Huh.
And it's amazing, amazing looking. But I'm just not feeling. And I think it's the aesthetic too, like the post I can't say the word apocalypse. Yeah, post apocalypse caveman robot dinosaur world is a cool premise. But these dinosaurs get on my nerves. Like, why is it so hard for me to kill you?
You seem so post-apocalyptic, though.
I am.
Like
That is my thing. That is my thing. Because I'm about to start a movie called 65 Million Years with
Adam
something
Driver.
driver. Yeah.
Adam, oh man, you
And
ain't.
I already can tell the premise. Like I already know what it's gonna be like a Planet of the Apes situation. I already know it.
I don't think you're gonna like it, but okay.
You don't think so? Because again,
Maybe you
it's
will.
futuristic with dinosaurs, but I kind of already know how it's going to end, right?
Maybe you will. Maybe you'll like it. I don't know.
I honestly don't know, but I don't know what it is. I gotta find a good hook because people love Horizon, and I should too. Like I love Sony exclusives, so I'm just like, what is going on with this? But I kind of it makes me want to watch YouTube video. Like I'm interested in seeing how it ends, but I'm not interested in playing through it. So it's like
How many hours you got into it?
Two or three.
Oh man, you okay? You just start.
I'm still learning stuff.
If
Like
you
I have to like it's like I met up with the guy at the very beginning. And I gave him one of the things so he can see just like I can see. And it's like me, he's him and I need to get somewhere and we have to pull down. Looks like
It's about Varro, right?
yeah,
Varro?
Varro, yeah.
Yeah.
And we have to pull down this apparatus or whatever to get past this mega dinosaur. So like very beginning. I keep forgetting how to pull things. You know how you throw the hook out and you have to
Look,
pull?
yeah,
I keep
yeah.
forgetting how to do it. Like I know what I need to do, but I don't remember how to do it. So I'm gonna give it some more time. I'm gonna keep playing.
If you get 5 or 6 hours into it, and you like the main line too, so you're not going around looking for too much, right? Like if you get 5 or 6 hours into it and you still feel the same, don't invest the time because it's a lot of that.
Got you. Like I think I have to get the mechanics down. Once I get the mechanics down, like maybe it'll be more enjoyable. But I just never get to that point in these games. So I'm gonna keep at it. I think it's one of those things where I have to push through it. I have to push past the intro and then I'll start to be more invested. And then you said the whole game, if I mainline it, what is it like 20 hours?
Oh, I don't know. I got to do everything, so it's like 100 hours for me. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
like I got to do all the secondaries, like get all this stuff. You know what I mean?
Right.
But if after 5 or 6 hours, like you're not feeling it, like you get some better weapons as you go on, right? And there's some stuff that happens. You're just like, what? Like that's awesome. But
Okay.
yeah, it's not for you at that point. You know what I mean? I don't want you to do like I have done in the past where I invest a lot of time into something and be like, I knew I didn't like this from the beginning. I shouldn't have kept going. You know what I mean?
Right. But it's gorgeous though. So I gotta try to push through it. And then I at some point have to get back to Breath of the Wild. So um and
Very
it's an
nice.
amazing game. I don't know. Like it's not like I was bored of it. It's I I have done nothing in 100 hours. I've done nothing. Like my best friend stopped by for Royal Rumble. So I've seen him in like 11 and a half, 12 years. And he was disgusted with the amount of what I did not do. He was like, "Did you do this? Did you do this? Did you go here? Did you do that?" I was like, "No." He loves the game. He was just like, "Do you want me to play something for you? Do you want me to progress you?" I'm like, "No, man. I'm gonna get on it."
So I gotta ask you now, because you keep doing this. It's Tears of the Kingdom, right?
Yes, what I say, Breath of the Wild.
Breath of the
Breath
Wild.
of the Wild.
Did you play Breath of the Wild?
So yeah, I beat it, but
Okay.
it took me like over 100 hours to beat it.
So you and Levon both though played Breath of the Wild. And y'all liked it. Y'all loved
Yeah.
it. And I don't know, are you getting the same experience like you did with Breath of the Wild? Because you keep calling it Breath of the Wild. That's why I'm asking.
It's
pretty
a
much
sequel, right?
yeah, it's a
Yeah.
sequel. So it's pretty much the
Yeah.
same. It's the same
Mechanics.
map-ish. Yeah, same mechanics, same map-ish. But you do a lot more building and there's just a lot more stuff. Like Breath of the Wild was empty. It was a ghost town. Where it made sense in the story. But this one actually has a lot. This is the rebuilding after Breath of the Wild. So there's a lot of stuff happening in it. Uh, uh, my son Junior, he does not like it because he's like, the world is too busy. He was like, I like Breath of the Wild. It was empty. I just went about my business, did what I need to do because there's a lot to distract you. There's caves everywhere, and there's a subterranean aspect, and there's the Sky Islands. There is a lot happening. So I'm trying to mainline it, but I always get distracted. Always. Like something shiny happens. I'm just like, oh, gotta go over here. And then that's 5 hours gone.
So you do like it then? Like, I was just
I
curious.
do. Yeah, I do, but I've done nothing. That's the problem. I've done nothing. I have a bunch of rando stories I could tell you, but I've done like 2 dungeons
Side
out of the
quest.
4. Yeah. I'm just side questing. But I don't know. I think I don't know why that connects with me better than Horizon. I don't know, to be honest with you. It's very weird. And then it's pretty much it for the game front. And now I'm starting to get more into what are my 2024 goals. So I'm starting to kind of write those down, figure them out. I got a couple panels coming up. So I'm like, how do I expand the podcast? There's a lot of work I need to do to make that happen. I'm trying to figure out how to checkbox it, how to break it into smaller tasks, because the whole thing I need to do is a little overwhelming. Like there's arts and graphics. I need to break out clips. I need to, all this stuff. And then so I do nothing because like it's too much. So I'm trying to figure out how to break it into digestible chunks in order to progress us for the upcoming year. Because there's a lot of a lot of stuff happening when it comes to like CMMC and a lot of the different regulations. There's a lot of people reaching out, like saying they want to, do collaborations and things of that nature. I want to do all the above. So I need to, there's certain things that I'm lazy about when it comes to like building the graphics and posting in certain areas. Like I don't like necessarily, and I'm a pretty introverted person, even though I come here and I talk for a couple hours. I'm lazy when it comes to doing the smaller stuff. Like you should just click on our episodes because they're thought provoking and there's a lot of good information. However, the psychology behind it is you have to build a pretty thumbnail to get them to click on the thing, right? There's a bunch of stuff on Apple Podcasts where it comes to covers and things of that nature, which helps to get you put further up the list because your representation is also pretty. So it's not all about content, it's about the rapper. I have not done any of that. You have to build out clips, right? Like you have to find those viral type moments in the episode that will bring somebody in. I'm like, no, I just want you to come in. But I need to find those 2-3 minute clips, clip them out, and then put them in the right places. I did none of that. So, and we're still doing well. So it means if I do it, we'll do even better. So I have to do it. I just have to figure out
So
how to get it.
Zoom, the Zoom record, like when you get the recording, right? Can you like decide how we look at, like if you can put like a big line or kind of, can you move us around in the recording?
No, so that has a disadvantage of Zoom. So there's like OBS and a few other things, but then I have to learn how to use those tools and I have to teach y'all how to use those tools. So it's just like, or I can just
Or
use Zoom.
like or like you know how there's like speaker view, right?
Yeah.
In Zoom. Like I've seen some podcasts where, they would just um switch to the viewer, the person that's speaking, right? Can you do that same thing on here
So I
after
use
recording?
so I can't do it through Zoom to my knowledge, but what I use after, so for the post stuff, I use something called Shotcut. And Shotcut, I couldn't layer it, right? So I can download the gallery view is what I usually post, and I can load the speaker view, right? And I can layer them on top of each other, and then I could clip them to make that happen. I could do that. That would like right now it takes me approximately 5 to 10 minutes to do edits on an episode. That would take me 30 to 40.
Mm.
So I need to get there. But I have not done that investment. But I literally could just say, like, okay, so many hours of the week I'll devote to the podcast, right? Because you have to, like, this could be a business into itself versus what I'm currently doing is I want to do it as quickly as possible, get out there. So I need to find that balance, and I have not done that yet. So that's my 2024 goals, to find that balance, to actually get into the production side of it. So that way we can do stuff like that, which I have the tools, I just have not made the time. Yeah. So that's where we're currently at. But that's my 2024 goals, to do that stuff. So getting there. It's only February. We got 10 more months. But I think that pretty much wraps up this episode. So thank you for all those who continue to listen to us, right? Again, please like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff that helps us get pushed up to the forefront. Again, we have a really good user base, and they listen to us and download our episodes quite frequently. So we're doing pretty good. Please continue to do that. Please continue to share us. And again, I'll keep bringing in the guests to give you all that content. Keep getting Shannon and Chris to come back as frequently as possible, right? And then hopefully we can continue to grow. So I would like to at least maintain our numbers this year. But like I saw that May, like I was going through every month, I saw May had spiked. It was almost double the downloads. I was like, I want that again. So that's what's getting me to want to do more production stuff. So continue to hit us up Monday, Tuesday topics, Wednesday discussion. Hit us up on websites that go by our name. And then hit me up personally. I'm at RY Security Guy. That's RY Security Guy. You can find me on LinkedIn, Clubhouse, Twitter, and Threads. And you, Chris?
And connect with me on LinkedIn. Last name is spelled A Bacon.
There it is. Stay safe. Stay secure.